Hello and welcome to my reading vlog of Squirrelflight's Hope by Erin Hunter. Firstly, let's open up the package for the book. This book follows Squirrelflight after the events of A Vision of Shadows and before the events of the Broken Code. And other than that, I don't know too much about this book because I've been keeping free of all the spoilers pretty much since some people have gotten it early. But yeah. So I'm going to start reading and I'll inform you as I make progress. Okay, I'm about 27 pages in. And Zim is with me. And I just want to say that there's going to be spoilers in this video, so if you don't want spoilers, please turn back now. The prologue is cute. It has Squirrel Paw and Leaf Paw right after they have made apprentices and that they're excited about their future and everything. That was really cute, and it was really nice to see the family together again, because half of the family's in StarClan now. So yeah, and then in the first chapter, there is talk about the distribution of territories and how some clans now have territory that they don't use. And I sure hope this isn't going to be the plot for the whole book, because that sounds boring. And Squirrelflight, it wants to have an litter of kits. Bramblestar doesn't. Bramblestar's actually in character for once, which means, of course, that Squirrelflight isn't being treated so well, because the relationship is not good at all. The relationship is borderline abusive, sometimes even abusive, and already Bramblestar is not behaving quite so nice to Squirrelflight. But yeah, so that's my thoughts so far. I've only finished chapter 1, and yeah, I'm hoping that this isn't going to be the plot, either the territory distributions or the whole Squirrelflight and Bramblestar having fights the whole book. We'll see. I'll tune you in as I get further. Okay, so I'm on page 76, and things have just started getting interesting. So in the previous chapters, Squirrelflight leaves camp without telling Bramblestar, and she goes to talk with Leafstar and convinces Leafstar to explore the territory past the abandoned two-leg nest to see if it's safe for SkyClan to move on to. They go there, and they stumble upon this group called the Sisters, which are made up of mostly she-cats, and the only toms there are young toms that are kits of the sisters. And they're being held captive there, and so they're waiting to either get away or wait for their clans to send search parties for them. But the sisters sound very interesting, and I'm curious to learn more about them. Their leader is called Moonlight, which is just such a pretty name. And they're set in, some of the sisters are said to be much larger than regular clan cats, so I wonder if they're Maine Coons or something. But yeah, so I'm going to continue reading, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm now on page 103, and things have been slow a bit. Squirrelflight and Leafstar have been captives of the sisters for 2 days, and while it's interesting learning about the group, nothing really plot progressed until the final bit of the last chapter, where rescue parties from ThunderClan and SkyClan find them and rescues them from the sisters. Tree is there, and he recognizes the leader, Moonlight, as his mother, and Sunrise, which is another sister's cat, is his sister, and that he's not very happy to see them because they outed him from the group when he was young, as they oust any toms once they got to a certain age. And the stories tells them so. After that, on the way back to camp, to ThunderClan's camp, Bramblestar and Squirrelflight have a fight, and Bramblestar threatens to replace Squirrelflight as deputy. And it just makes me think of, how does anyone think this is a healthy relationship? It's not. It is awful. Well, anyway, that's what's happened. I hope we see more of the sisters, though if we don't, we'll probably see them when Tree's novella gets released. So yeah, here's some Zim. Sleepy Zim. So, Bramblestar almost let a cat die. So, some of the sisters find clan scent on their territory, and they follow it back to Shadow Clan and try questioning two Toms what they were doing on their territory. And they were attacked by the Shadow Clan cats. No surprise there. And one of the sisters, Sunrise, is dangerously wounded. So the sisters seek out a ThunderClan patrol that Squirrelflight was on and beg for help. Squirrelflight takes them to ThunderClan camp, ready to let the medicine cats take care of Sunrise. But Bramblestar said, no, see what StarClan has to say. So he sends Jayfeather and Alderheart off and he won't let Leafpool treat Sunrise. Alderheart and Jayfeather come back, and Sunrise is already her wound has already been infected, and she's dying. And they bring a prophecy that isn't clear whether it's okay to treat Sunrise or not. And some of the clan thinks that it's to not treat her. And Bramblestar was ready to fight Leafpool to prevent Leafpool from treating Sunrise. And yeah, insane things. Ready to attack a medicine cat? Ugh. And Squirrelflight manages to convince him that the prophecy doesn't say whether or not they treat Sunrise. So Bramblestar lets Leafpool treat Sunrise in the end. But he was ready to let her die in the middle of ThunderClan camp. I don't know what to say other than Bramblestar, I am starting to hate you. And yeah, so I'm gonna read more. It's the beginning of this next chapter. Sounds like she doesn't die, but who knows? I don't know. I'll continue reading, but I'm just getting so frustrated with Bramblestar. But he is acting in character, so I don't know. I'm on page 173 now, and so the couple of sisters and Sunrise are still in ThunderClan camp after about a quarter moon, I think it was. And Sunrise is healing from the infected wound on her flank. And so then there's the gathering in which Tigerstar reveals that Strikestone was one of the cats that had attacked the Sisters Patrol, or as he puts it, sisters attacked them, and he is permanently deaf in one ear now. I don't know why the Aaron Hunter team continues to bully poor Strikestone, as he's lost both parents, his brother, and his sister's evil. But oh well. So Tigerstar proposes starting a war against the sisters. And WindClan and RiverClan are all for the war if it means unity. And SkyClan says no to the war. And Bramblestar, well, he says he will not act unless StarClan agrees to it. So, anyway, he lies and he says he doesn't know anything about the sisters coming onto clan territory. And then after the gathering, he sends the sisters off to go back to their territory. Squirrelflight tags along, and she discovers that all the sisters can see the dead. And Squirrelflight has been increasingly frustrated with StarClan, and she wants to know what's the point of the dead watching over the living if they don't help the living. So, yeah. That's the thing. And, yeah, so I'm going to continue reading now. I'm at page 257, and Larksong just died. I knew his death was coming because he's absent from Lost Stars, but his death is still emotional. He caught a strange sickness from prey, and Sparkpelt caught it too, and she starts giving birth prematurely as Larksong dies. And during all this, there is still the border disputes, which Bramblestar doesn't handle very well. But yeah, why does all the relationships with a nice Tom and a good relationship always turn out usually in tragedy? I don't know, but Larksong is now dead. I'm on page 332, and the landslide just happened. So there was a gathering in which the clans had decided that they were going to put together a patrol as a show of force to scare the sisters away. And and so they decided they were going to do that the next day. That night, Squirrelflight and Bramblestar, they finally talk, but then Squirrelflight has a dream about Kits being endangered, and Leafpool has a similar dream, and they run to the sisters where Moonlight is giving birth and having complications. Leafpool manages to work her magic and save Moonlight and the Kits. And then the patrol comes, and there ends up being a fight, and then during the fight, a landslide occurs. Leafpool and Squirrelflight work to get the Kits to safety, but get trapped in a landslide themselves, and now they're waking up in StarClan. So, I'm just frustrated with how they're treating Bramblestar and Squirrelflight's relationship as like, oh, it's okay now, they've talked. And it's like everything is resolved. And it's just like, no, they haven't talked enough. They don't need to be together. And Tigerstar is infuriating. Like, I haven't talked about him, but he's been infuriating throughout the book because he wants the sisters out so that SkyClan can move into the territory. And it's just like, can't you just wait? These warriors have no patience. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading now. So I finished Squirrelflight's Hope. While in StarClan, while their bodies are sort of in limbo, or if they're gonna live or die, StarClan holds a trial for Leafpool and Squirrelflight to see if they will be accepted into StarClan, which it all feels very much like filler because of course they get accepted, and then Leafpool's body dies and Squirrelflight goes back to her body and lives. No surprise because of Lost Stars. And she makes up with Bramblestar, and there's a vigil for Leaf Pool, which honestly could have been more emotional. It felt very flat. For such a major character, you'd think there'd be a very emotional vigil. But nope. Lark's Song had a better vigil in this book, and he's a minor character. And the manga in the back is actually a prequel, and it's about Squirrelflight and Leaf Paw as apprentices, and they fall in a river and they manage to get out. And yeah, not really anything of consequences. But overall, the book is okay. It's not awful, even though some of the characters are frustrating at times. But it's not great. So I'm thinking of rating this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you want me to do a full review, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I think I'm done with this book. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and like the video if you've liked this. Anyway, I'm gonna go and read something else now. Bye.